Alright guys, so today we're going to be going over integers. First things first though is we're going to set up our table of contents. So on the first page of your journal, you're going to write table of contents at the top. Underneath that you're going to have three columns. You're going to have date, you're going to have topic, and you're going to have page number. So today's date is September 2nd, 9/2. Topic today, like I just said, is going to be integers. And the page number will be page number 1. So, once you've gotten that all written out, we are going to move on to taking notes. So, I'm going to number my page in the top right corner first, page number 1. My topic will go at the top, integers. And then we'll start talking. So, what are integers? Well, integers are the set of all whole numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. There's two types of integers you can have. You can either have positive integers, and positive integers are the numbers that are greater than 0. Oops, spelled great wrong. The other integers we can have are negative integers. And negative integers are numbers that are less than 0. So if I were to draw out a number line, starting with 0 in the middle, all the numbers to the right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. So if it's a number that goes to the right of 0, right, we would either, if we're going to the right, that means we're adding, it's going to be positive. So these are positive integers. All the numbers to the left, so negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. These are numbers that are to the left of 0. These would be considered negative integers. What about 0 itself? Well, 0 is neither negative, man, I'm not able to spell today. It is neither negative nor is it positive. It's just neutral. It's just 0. So we're going to go over integers when we have them in operation, such as adding, subtraction, so on and so forth. We're going to teach you a couple little shortcuts to help you with the operations. So first thing we're going to go over is addition. So in addition, if two numbers that you are adding together have the same sign, you're going to add them and then keep the sign. So for example, both numbers are positive and we add them together, then the answer is going to be positive. If both numbers are negative and we add them together, then the answer will just be a larger negative. If the signs are different, so if the two numbers we're adding together have different signs, then the little shortcut is you just subtract the two numbers and you keep the sign of the larger number. So for example, if I have 10 plus negative 15, then all I'm going to do is ignore the sign in front. So ignore the positive or the negative. Just look at the numbers themselves. So we have 10 and 15. Well, 15 is the larger number, is larger than 10. So therefore my answer is going to be negative, because 15 is larger than 10 and then the 15 is negative. Then we subtract. So 15 minus 10 would be 5. So my answer is going to be negative 5. And then we'll do it another one. So we have negative 4 plus positive 7. Well, this time 7 is larger than 4. Again, we're ignoring the sign in front. 7 is larger than 4. So my answer is going to be a positive answer. And then 7 minus 4 would just be 3. So my answer would be 3. So that's the easiest way to do addition with integers. Let's look at subtraction. Okay, so with subtraction, there's one shortcut. Keep, change, change. Some of y'all might notice keep, change, flip. We keep the first number, change the addition or subtraction, change the subtraction, and then change the charge of the second number. So, for example, if I have 10 minus negative 4, I'm going to keep the positive 10. So 10 is going to stay as 10. I'm going to change the subtraction to an addition sign. And I'm going to change the negative 4 to a positive 4. Then from here I can just add them. Well, 10 plus 4 is 14. It's going to end up being positive 14. So let's do another one. I have negative 5 minus negative 12. So I know how to do this. I know if I have minus and negative, it's going to become a positive. If you ever subtract a negative, then it becomes addition. So I have negative 5, because we're going to keep the negative 5. My subtraction changes to addition, and instead of negative 12, I now have positive 12. And from here, we just follow the addition rules. So they'll keep the sign of the large number. Well, 12 is larger than 5, so my answer is going to be positive. 12 minus 5 is 7. So therefore, my answer is positive 7. Alright, so let's do the last bit. So the last bit will be multiplication and division. Luckily, they both have the same rules. Okay? So, if you have two numbers that are being multiplied, and they have these multiplied or divided, and they have the same sign, the answer will always be positive. The answer will always be a positive answer. So if I have a positive multiplied by a positive, or if I have a positive divided by a positive, then my answer will still be positive. If I have a negative multiplied by a negative, or a negative divided by a negative, then my answer will still be positive. So no matter what, if both numbers have the same sign, the answer will be positive. If the two numbers have different signs and they're being multiplied or divided, then my answer will always be negative. So, for example, if my first number is positive, and I can either multiply it or I can divide it by a negative answer. It does not matter whether I multiply or divide that answer, it will still be negative. So if the signs are different, the answer will be negative. And then vice versa. If my first number is negative and I multiply or divide it by a positive number, then my answer will still turn out negative. So some of y'all might remember this better. You might remember the triangle. So there is a triangle. They might have taught y'all this last year. Positive at the top, negative in the bottom corners. And then if you multiply or divide a positive by a negative, then your answer will be negative. So if you multiply or divide a positive by a negative, my answer is negative. If you multiply or divide a negative by a negative, then my answer will be positive. And then if I multiply a negative or divide it by a positive, my answer will be still negative. Some of y'all might remember the triangle. You might like it this way, whichever way you prefer. And that's it for integers.